I'm about to say something crazy, but as a Boston Celtics fan, it is time for Jaylen Brown to go, and it sounds like he wants out. Jaylen Brown said on a Twitch stream a couple nights ago that this year was the favorite year of his entire career. Jaylen Brown has won a Finals MVP, obviously won a championship. He's been an All-Star and had many great playoff runs. But the year that he blew a 3-1 lead as a heavy favorite in round one to a rival team in the Philadelphia 76ers, a team they've played in the playoffs a ton of times, is his favorite year. And what stands out most about that? It's that his running mate Jason Tatum was out with an Achilles injury for 60 games or however many games that was. And Jaylen Brown got to be the man for a majority of those games. This is something you absolutely cannot say if you're Jaylen Brown, and why I think that it's officially the end of that relationship, in my opinion, and his future with the Boston Celtics is in serious jeopardy unless those two men talk man-to-man and hash things out. Listen, if I worked really hard to save up money to take my wife out for a great evening, I took her out to dinner, I took her out to a movie, just a great night, did all these things for her. And the next night I'm at work and she goes out with a couple friends and comes back and says, man, that's the best night of my entire life. The one that she had with her. I'm going to feel some type of way. And Jason Tatum should be like, hey man, we've played great together. We've had great moments. You got voted as the Finals MVP with me on the court. We have had awesome moments together. How in the world are you saying that this is the best year of your career? You got embarrassed in round one. Lost a 3-1 lead to the Philadelphia 76ers, something that absolutely should not have happened. So again, yes, I would feel crazy if someone I cared about or someone close to me, my wife or someone at work, said that their time was significantly better when I was not there. Jason Tatum, who was coming back from an Achilles injury, fighting like crazy to get back on the court, had a crazy recovery, and he was working his tail off. He comes back, and then his teammate goes on a Twitch stream and says something crazy like that. I just don't like it. I don't understand what Jaylen Brown was thinking, because we know that Jaylen Brown is a very intelligent man. We know that he's very, very thoughtful. He's smart. He's great in the Boston community and done a lot of great things for people. He knows that forever the media has been trying to break up Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and split those guys apart and say that those two would never work together. Whose team is it? Who's the better player? All these discussions that have constantly happened in the media. Why would you add fuel to that fire if you're Jaylen Brown unless you want out? Which Tracy McGrady had said on a podcast with Vince Carter either today or the day before, said that he had heard things that Jaylen Brown was very frustrated with the Boston organization. Now listen, Jaylen Brown is an awesome player. He's going to be probably first team All-NBA, maybe second team, but he's right there on the fringe. Borderline MVP candidate, led his team to the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Jaylen Brown is a very, very good basketball player. But he's also getting paid $60 million next year and making a ton of money over the following seasons. So the Boston Celtics have the opportunity to trade him for potentially Giannis Antetokounmpo. You could gain a bunch of assets and really rebuild this roster. So if Jaylen Brown wants out, I think the Celtics could absolutely find a way to still compete next season or do a total rebuild very quickly with the assets they could gain from Jaylen Brown. But paying him $60 million if he doesn't want to be there is not something that I want to do. He also said in this stream, which I don't like, is saying that he talked about how much Embiid flops. And he said that Embiid knows it. He also said the officials had an agenda against him and told him about it before the game. None of this stuff makes you sound very good and very endearing. And I think a majority of the Boston fan base is with me. Just let's not do this. Let's not hop on a podcast or whatever you want to call it, your Twitch stream, after a game and start blaming flopping and officials and breaking down film of guys pushing off that wasn't called in a certain way. This is not a good look. We just got embarrassed. We were heavy favorites to beat the Philadelphia 76ers in round one. And We wet the bed. We came up short. Own it. Go to the offseason and get better. Don't hop on there and say, best year ever, and it was only taken down because the officials had an agenda against me. And listen, I'm all for players being able to speak out, players being able to speak their mind. In fact, I love player podcasts. I love listening to them. I think they're very insightful. Some guys really, really open up, or when they go on podcasts, all those sorts of things. But when a player is on your favorite team and they're on there saying too much, there are times you're like, holy smokes, man, can you please keep things private? These guys go through so much media training. They know how the way that things are clickbaited, the way that things are going to be discussed, the way that they're going to be criticized, or their teammates are going to be criticized, or they're going to get fined. You know all those things if you're Jaylen Brown. So the only reason that he would have to say all these things, in my opinion, is he wants out of Boston. And if he wants out, it's time to move on. Because he has done some awesome things for us, helped us win an NBA championship, finals MVP, been an all-star, been an awesome player, many great conference finals run, one other finals appearance when they lost to the Golden State Warriors. But if he wants out, it is time to move on from Jaylen Brown. That's all we got for you regarding this Twitch stream. If you love the NBA, make sure you take a second to subscribe to the channel. We're covering a ton of the playoffs. Appreciate y'all watching. Cyborg out.